to my presentation on variation and inheritance, which is also Unit 3 in the course book that we still have now. Not the IG, still the grade 9 course book. Some basic general rules. Don't talk freely. Don't do anything other than listening to this, because that will be very bad. And other classroom rules. So yeah, guess I'll start. So why isn't this thing going on my mind? All right, so here's a quick overview of what we're going to cover. So we have 8 topics. I've merged some of the topics, and then there's the fun stuff, which will be at the end. So you guys better listen. Oh, I can actually see the waiting room. Okay. So without further ado, we'll get into the first topic, which is keys. Now I gotta ask you this question. Someone tell me, what image comes to mind when I say the word keys? Anyone? No one?
Big bro.
All right, fine, I'll do this myself. So most of you will think of these keys. Some of you who have a musical talent, you might think of these keys, piano keys. Some of you who are computer biased, you might think of these keys. Or some of you who are weird enough to even think of a person whose last name is Keys. But that is not what we're going to talk about today. And so what is a key? A key is a set of questions about the organism that you want to identify, not the organism. And some some questions might even lead to other questions. But as you progress through the questions, eventually the name of the organism you want to identify will appear. And now there's 2 types of keys that usually are used. One is the tree diagram, which you see in the middle of your screen, and one is the listed one. Personally, I think the middle one is it looks more fun. So let me know when you're done taking notes so I can move on to the next slide. Are you all done? All right, probably so. So, how do we use a key? There's 4 steps, in my opinion. So first, you want to choose the organism that you want to identify. Second, you would want to start with the question at the top. Usually it's question 1 or the question on the top, like has the animal got legs here in the situation? And then follow the path with the answer that you have to that question. Then if the path leads to another question, then you gotta keep answering it and just repeat the process on and on until you end up with the name. So I'd like to invite one person who would like to do this example key I have here. Anyone? Does anyone want to? Oh yeah. Okay, Fuming, you can turn on your mic. So hold on.
What?
All right. Let's say we want to identify what this is. I'm pretty sure you know it, but this. So looking at the steps, we chose
the second animal, the second organism from the top.
You want the second one? You want the second
yes,
one?
I want the second one. I clearly know what you're circling is a spider.
Look, I know. No, it's just how we're going to. I'm not saying that we are identifying, or I'm showing you how we use the key. I don't care about whether or not you know the thing or not. You want the second one? All right. So first question: the animal got legs. Booming, has the animal got legs?
Yes.
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 Okay. going to move to the yes path, and then we arrive on another question. Has it got wings? Or does it have
No.
wings? All right, no, then we continue on the no path. And then has it got more than 8 legs? Does it
Yes.
got yeah. So it's a centipede. Yay. You did it. Are you happy? Yeah. So that's how we use a key, basically. All right. Let's move on to the next slide. So now that we know how to use a key, we need to know how to make one. First, you need to think of a question that splits the, let's say you have a bunch of organisms that you want to make into a key. So now you have to first think of a question that splits the organisms into only 2 groups. Remember, only 2 groups. Now, second, take one of the groups that you just classified, you just sorted out, after you sorted out, and then do the same thing, as in find the question that separates the group into 2 smaller groups. And then just repeat the process until all organisms are on their separate path, meaning there are no paths with 2 or more organisms. And there's also a note that the questions you make must only be answered, remember, only be answered with either a yes or a no. Does anyone have any questions so far? If not, then I'm going to give you about 30 seconds just to write this all down. Are you all done? All right, I'm moving on. So that is the end of the first topic. Yeah, it seems short because these are topics. It shouldn't be long. So we're going to move on to the second topic, which is variation. So does anyone have any guesses on what variation is?
Variation of a species out of
Yes.
something.
Give me a guess. Okay, Fuming, give me a guess on the definition.
Like organisms of the same type, but they have different traits and characteristics.
Right. I mean, yeah, close. You can use the word type, but I prefer to use the word species. So variation is the difference between the individuals within a species. So yeah, you got type right, but there's a lot of types in the same org. Okay, so good. I mean, you got close enough. So like, take a look at this picture of giraffes, for example. They're all giraffes, which is a species, but you see how each of them has different kinds of pattern on them, and that's variation. But now we have come to a question: what causes variation? So does anyone have any guesses on what causes variation? Oh God, I gotta look at raise hands.
Evolution.
Time. I mean, yeah, of course.
Come on.
I mean, that has the idea I want, but timing.
So I think the difference is that because different organisms have different parents, and different parents have different traits, and those parents have different traits from other parents.
But we're talking about the same species here.
Yeah. So yeah, let's say I have different parents than your parents, of course. So Yeah, I think that's what caused the difference.
Okay, so I have two causes of variation. First is, well, pretty close to what you all said, which was the genes inside you. These determine the different traits about organisms, which include some things like hair and fur color, maybe height or gender, whatever, whatnot. Okay, that's the idea that you all got pretty good much. And another one I want to discuss is the environment. Not really the environment as in Earth, but rather the all your surroundings and about how it affects. And it's like your lifestyle also determines some of your traits. And body shape, speed, active hours, food type, blah, 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 are just a few examples of how environment causes variation. Does anyone have any questions or would like to maybe go back on any slide for notes? All right. Wow, it just automatically moved. Okay, so we're wait, hold on. Bảo Anh, which definition? Oh, okay, definition of. Okay. All right. You 10 seconds. All right. Okay. So just a quick reminder, the two causes of variation are genes and the environment in which you live in, or the organism lives in. All right, so we're making good progress, and we're going to move to the next topic, which is actually a merge between two topics, 3.3 and 3.4, because 3.4 is basically inheritance, but more. So I decided to merge them all in. Again, what is inheritance? Anyone have a guess?
Bloodline.
Bloodline. I mean, yeah, sure, why not? Can you be more specific? Like, what about bloodline? I mean, those jokes are lame. Timing? Oh, wait, no. I asked timing already. Booming. Oh, God, there's another one. Booming,
Yes.
any thoughts? It's in your hand.
Inheritance.
Any guess?
What is inheritance? Inheritance is like the passing of gene, personalities, traits, or anything from physically from the parent to the child.
Okay, okay. I actually want to hear someone else who hasn't raised their hand. Feels good being the teacher. Haling. Just give me a guess on what you think this is.
Yes. Not sure.
Just a guess. Like, what do you think it is?
Passing feature from parent.
Okay, okay, I can take that. I can take that. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna show it to you right now. Inheritance is the passing of features from the parents to their offspring. So I mean, yeah, it's simple enough, but sure, it covers the main ideas. But however, not all features go to inheritance from the parents to their offsprings. Hence, that's why you don't always look exactly the same as your parents. And this is the reason, yeah, I just said that. This is the reason why the parent and their offsprings are not entirely exactly the same. Right. I'm just gonna give you a couple more seconds to take down notes. All right, let's move on. But again, we come to the question, what causes it? Okay, just give me a second. All right, well, okay. Oh, you're not done. Well, say something. I asked if you, okay, if any of you wanted to, at some point, take down notes, then please speak up. Okay, fine, I'm sorry, okay? Look, okay, anyone who, oh yeah, I'm at the inheritance screen now. I'll give you a couple seconds. Tell me when you're done. Parents' genes. Yeah, I just talked about it. What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about the causes. Okay. All right, moving on. Again, we come to the question, what causes inheritance? Anyone who wants to take a jab at this? Oh God. If you can't hear anything, just look at the screen. Anyone have any guesses on what the causes of inheritance are? Okay, Phạm Gia Khánh says genes. I'm gonna be honest, it's quite similar to the causes of variation. So that means the first one, okay, Anh Minh, environmental factor and mutation of genes. Yeah, that's actually right. So first, genes, you just talked about it. It's like an instruction manual that or that long book. You know how those Lego boxes always have that instruction manual, that long book that always teaches you how to build something step by step? Well, genes to cells of body are quite the same. And it shows the cells how to build an organism of the same species as the parents. And all organisms have these. Okay. Couple seconds to take down notes. I have 23. Yes, Sunwin, I know. That's why I got it. 23. Are we missing someone? It's just Legos, okay? I'm just getting an representation. Yeah, it's all related. Minh Khôi and Tuấn Minh, can you please turn on your cameras? Yes. Hello, my friend. Tuấn Minh. Come on now. It's not a joke. Just turn it on. I don't care what's in your camera. All right. I knew you were lying. All right, and we're moving on. So, oh God. Yes, I know. I'm a great PowerPoint maker. And the second cause is the environment. Yes, I know, it's exactly the same. This determines behavior and other traits in the organisms. Here's an example. You know how John grew up in England? That means his native language is English. While Miss Bing spent her childhood in Vietnam, and thus her mother tongue is Vietnamese. So the same species of humans, yet they speak different first languages. And I have John here to prove that he's right. Yes, he's right, kids. See, I have John's approval. So you can assure that this is right. Yeah. EOGs. All right. Couple seconds to write this down. You don't need to write the example down if you don't want to. It's entirely dependent. Okay, Bảo Anh, you can try again. Right, 15 seconds just to write the rest. Okay. All right, we're moving on. So another thing I want to talk about is chromosomes. This is a term that's pretty familiar to all of you who have even heard of genes. So the picture you see on your screen is what a chromosome looks like. It's kind of a long thread, and this inside the nucleus of every cell of your body, genes are found on threads, and they are known as chromosomes. And both genes and chromosomes are made of the same chemicals, DNA. So DNA makes genes and chromosomes. They are what built it. Everyone's taking notes. That's good. Hope no one is putting this Zoom on a small screen and then diverting to YouTube and other stuff. Delaney, can you turn your camera on? I'm just telling you that this meeting is recorded. So best choice. Are we done taking notes? Does anyone need more time? You all can just unmute yourselves and speak. I don't have any restrictions. Okay, wow. Okay, we're gonna wait a couple more seconds. Good God. I'll do something about it. Yeah. And turn it on as soon as you can. Let's see those faces. All right. Are we done here? All right. Moving on. And this is what basically is the essential part of the passing on genes and all that inheritance stuff that we just talked about. So, what the hell? This is a very pretty visual of what this the passing on genes kind of look like. And cells divide as you grow to make more cells. That seems pretty reasonable. And each time this happens, a complete set of chromosomes and genes is passed to each new cell. That means that the chromosomes from the parents, some of the chromosomes from the parents, and therefore bring on the genes as well, are passed to the new cells. Oh, wait, okay, sorry. All right, take down the notes. We are on schedule. This is going pretty good. All right, everyone's taking notes. That means you're gonna have to wait. We're not skipping ahead that easily. Also, what happened to your camera? Turn it back on. Don't tell me people are drinking vodka. Good. All right. Just a couple more seconds. Most of you are pretty done. We're just gonna wait a bit. Oh God. Whoa. Mm-hmm. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next stuff, which is selective breeding. Topic 5 of Unit 3. Made me smiling. I like it. Basically, selective breeding is kind of like forced marriage, but with animals and plants. And now we humans are capable of selective breeding because we are so dominant in this planet. And this is a method that is usually used to increase the product amount or something that we humans want to gain, given off a certain species in order to gain more material, such as food, wool, and basically it's mainly materialistic items. All right.
Why do we don't need to copy this part?
No, I mean, don't copy the title because that's just.
Oh, okay.
If you want, you can still copy the like the sort of definition of selective breeding. All right, this should have been pretty short. We're gonna move on. Now I have a couple examples of selective breeding. For example, sheep. Now, imagine that you're a good old farmer in the wide grasslands or whatever, and you have a flock of sheep. So you want to improve the amount of wool. What the? Okay, sorry about that. You want to improve the amount of wool that is. Okay, I'm gonna turn back later. You want to improve the amount of wool that is given off your sheep because apparently you don't have enough wool to live, to sell for money, and that could be very bad for your life. And such, and therefore you choose the male sheep, which are rams, and female sheep, which are known as ewes, that have, in your eye, the longest wool, the biggest wool you can ever think of. And then you decide to breed these creatures together, and you decide to only breed those creatures, only breed those sheep, and not let any other sheep get in the way of the breeding. And as such, when the offspring of these sheep are born, given birth, you choose the one with the longest wool, and then you allow them to breed together in that kind of enclosed circle, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on, and eventually the amount of wool that you start to gain will be bigger. Another example of this is wheat, which sort of follows the same principle as sheep. Basically, you just prick the wheat with probably the healthiest wheat, and then you start to maybe pollinate, cross-pollinate, and then it starts to maybe each plant will start to get more and more wheat. Right. So there's several pros and Of course, selective breeding is a method, so it has pros and cons. So some advantages of selective breeding include producing, its main advantage is to produce animals with specific desirable traits. That's what I mentioned earlier in the definition, that us humans want, maybe to improve our lives, maybe make more money and whatever. Some examples, small schnauzers, which are a kind of dog, I think, were better to hunt rats, or maybe the simplest one, which is cows producing milk. However, there are a couple disadvantages, which include decreased variation, because we're basically limiting the variation of the species, since we're only choosing a very small part in the entire species. And this can bring out harmful recessive traits due to the chance that maybe two recessive traits are combined into one offspring, and that may affect the offspring itself. So if you look at the family tree of animal on your left there, you can see that red animal, it has two recessive traits. So there are two types of traits. There's a dominant trait and a recessive trait. They're known as alleles. That's what I think that's how I pronounce. And if you keep on doing this, then soon enough you'll have one offspring that will sort of have a health problem. Basically, a problem that makes them not as healthy as the other offspring. All right, we're gonna give you 1 minute to take down all these notes. I forgot to turn back. Sungun, the advantage is also kind of like the definition. So you can also take this down instead of going back to the definition slide. Right, 30 seconds more just to take down some more notes. I'm going to look. All right, timing. You can ask your question.
So my question is that why does the decreased variation is an disadvantage?
Because it kind of diversity in nature is kind of a beautiful thing, and we wouldn't want to hurt that. We wouldn't want to destroy that, would we? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure there's probably a scientific explanation that I'm unable to give out right now. Yes. What did I just say? All right, let's take a look at everyone. Are you all taking notes? Timing's drinking water. Bowing just came back out of nowhere. Okay. Some of you are still taking notes. In fact, one of you are. Oh, Chowine, okay. All right, it seems that pretty much all of you are done, so we're going to move on. And yes, we arrive at the next topic, which is natural selection. This is also emergent topics between 3.6 and 3.7 in the book. If you want to, you can check out the book. I'm sure you're probably, or you hate the book. So we're just gonna go through that. So what is natural selection? So can anyone look at this picture and just sort of give me a guess on what this is? Yes, Dungang. You can guide me on how to pronounce the word, but you can't turn on your camera. No, it's not racism. So when you have some wild thoughts, not racism. Thankfully. All right, I'm going to call on someone. Zhang Nguyen, Hello, my friend.
Natural selection is like the kind of selection that Mother Nature's like select ones who lives and one who doesn't. Like you can see like what is it, like a deer or something?
That's a giraffe, bro.
Oh yeah, giraffe. Like it has to evolve. I don't care. It has to evolve to be able to live because they can't eat grass off the top of the tree. You know, so they have to evolve. They have to get their next lengthen, and those who doesn't die. That's called natural selection.
Okay, that was wild.
Technically.
I mean, okay, you have a good idea. Let me see the chat. Hold on. Maybe related to surviving. Okay, that's right. Competing for a girlfriend. You don't know if all of these are male, Bing Bing. Old species dying for resources for youngsters. Okay. I'm telling you, this is a giraffe, not a deer, or any animal of that kind. Survival of the fittest. Yeah, that's kind of right. Adapt. Okay, that's true. So, we're going to give you the definition, which is natural selection is the process of passing on genes from the parent, which help but this time it helps the offspring to survive and adapt to their environmental conditions. Well, it's still a giraffe. Yes, that is life. We get it. It's a cruel way how this world runs. Survival of the fittest. Alrighty then. All right. Like all of you are taking down notes. Let me know when you're done taking notes. Okay. Yeah, we seem to be pretty much all done. So I'm going to move on. Does anyone want any last seconds? No? Okay, we're going to move on. So surely this question must have crossed your mind as soon as you saw natural selection. I highly doubt that though. How is it different from selective breeding? Can anyone, is anyone capable of enlightening us with the differences of these two methods? Yes, it's not. Okay, that's 1 point. You got that 1 point. I want to see some unfamiliar faces in this lesson. Oh boy. Okay. Bing Bing, sure, why not? Đặng Gia Khánh, you mind? No, you can't shake your head. Look, dude, just guess. It's fine. We're all friends here.
I quit,
Why did you turn off your?
I quit. Look at Fuming. He is volunteering.
Yes, look, I know Fuming knows the answer, but I want to call on people that, like, you know, rarely come up. Oh, I have an idea.
Why you bullying me?
Hey, yo,
Koi.
hey, bro.
Hey, bro, that's close.
I don't know.
Just-
Can you give me a hint?
Okay, so natural selection. Okay, notice the word natural selection, and then you have selective breeding.
Oh, okay. So, like, it is not set up.
Okay, fine. All right, we're at 21:43, so I'm going to completely speed run this because I did not expect this to be this long. Here's a table. Yay. So they have two similarities. We're going to go through them one by one. So both methods initially have a population of organisms which show a lot of variation, partly caused by their genes. And now, at the end, these individuals pass on their genes and therefore their characteristics to their offspring. There are a couple differences. For selective breeding, it's choosing individuals that have the characteristics that us humans want. Whereas in natural selection, it's basically survival of the fittest for individuals with the characteristics providing the best adaptations to their habit and living environment. Another difference is that selective breeding only allows breeding to happen only inside the chosen individuals. Whereas in natural selection, only basically since it's survival of the fittest, only the individuals with the best adaptations to their environment survive long enough to breed and create their offspring. You don't have to copy word by word. You can just copy like several ideas. I'm going to look. Yes, you can go ahead and snip and print. Just make sure that you have it for quizzes, because that's fun. All right, I'm going to speed this up. I know some of you are taking notes. Do you mind if like we go over the limit? Yeah, I'm gonna go over the limit. Don't blame me. It's info, it's knowledge. All right, I'm gonna look at everyone, see if they're taking notes. I'm smiling while typing. I like it. You can screenshot this like the great Dang Gia Khánh has did in order to save some writing. Y'all are still taking notes. Still taking notes. Bing Bing, have you taken down notes? I think you have, but very little. Because you always seem to finish the fastest. Oh God. I bought like mobile data for this. Alrighty then. I'm going to give you like 20 seconds, just to get some main ideas down. Don't have to copy word by word, just copy some main ideas. All right, everyone looks to be pretty finished. Just a couple more seconds. All right, calm down, because this is coming. You have to be patient. All right, we're moving on. Boom. So here are some more examples of natural selection. First is bacteria. Now, if you look at this chart thing, you can see at the beginning, there are, let's say that we are testing these bacteria against drugs. Yes, patience is the name of the game. Okay, 10 more seconds. Fine. Y'all better make this quick. I am done waiting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yes, like COVID. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sunwin, stop what you're doing. And okay, that's 10 seconds. Very nice dance, Sunwin. Okay, here are some more examples. So as I was saying, let's say that you're testing drugs that kill off bacteria against bacteria. Fine. And firstly, they're non-resistant bacteria, and then they start to multiply a lot. And as you've known, a few of these bacteria will start to mutate, meaning that their genes are slightly different in their DNA. And that mutation may cause some of the bacteria that have the mutation to survive the drugs that are used to kill them, as in the third phase. And after the non-existence of the non-resistant bacteria, then the resistant bacteria start to multiply more, and that's how genetic mutation causes drug resistance. That was a long one, but just get the main idea. And another one is peppered moths. Now, yeah, it follows kind of the same structure, the same method as bacteria, only it doesn't multiply by the billions, and for the fact that its skin color changes to fit with the environment. As we mentioned before, one of the causes for natural selection is the environment. You don't have to take these examples, note these things down. I can assure you they're not in the quizzes. I hope so. Nah, I made the quizzes. All right, we're moving on. And our final topic of the day, Charles Darwin. Yay. I'm pretty sure that you all have heard of this man. Wait, okay. Raise your hand if you don't know who Charles Darwin is. Wow. We got one person. Yes, Furious Beard. Okay, we got a couple people who don't know Charles Darwin. That's okay, we're here to learn. So, Charles Darwin, this dude. Yeah, he's kind of old, but that's his most famous, that's what he's usually known in the public. So his full name is Charles Robert Darwin. Okay, you don't have to take this down. I can assure you this is not going to be in the quizzes. This is just extra information. So Charles Darwin's full name is Charles Robert Darwin. He was born in the 12th February of 1809 in the Mountain House, Shrewsbury in England, and he passed away on 19 April 1882. He is a geologist, a naturalist, and a biologist, most known for his works in the science of evolution, as our dear friend Bing Bing has shared. In 1859, he released his most famous book, The Origin of Species, in which he called his theory natural selection. Whoa. Yes, that's it. That is how he is related to this lesson. All right. Now comes the fun part. Well, I hope you've been taking down notes. You're gonna need them.
Can you please go back to the Charles Darwin thingy winky winky?
Okay. You don't have to say that much winky thingy. You want to cut down? Okay. I'm going to give a couple seconds to people who want to write this down, although I think it's not really necessary. It could be fun, just to write it down. Bing Bing, stop saying Charles Darwin is James Harden. All right. Exposed. Ooh. Spooky. Ming Khoi, turn on your camera. I can't believe you turned it off again. You thought I wouldn't suspect. You were wrong. All right, everyone's cameras seem to be on. We're all taking down notes. Thanks for the death threat, bạn Giang Khánh. I would not like to go to jail. Thank you. All right, are you done taking down notes of Darwin? Dylan, what are you doing? All right. Okay. Whoa, friends! After nearly 1 hour of listening to me talk, which I'm sure that's pretty boring for you, I interacted with a lot though. Now comes the fun part. Yay! It's quizzes. Very surprising. All right, so I'm going to